Hello everyone. So today we are going to set up the garden. I live in zone 3B and northern BC, Canada. So it's still quite cold here. Our frost date is May 31st. So we need to get going on setting this up. Today is May 9th. So we have a bit of time, but we're going to set it up and I hope you join me. So we're just figuring out a game plan at this point and just taking all the stuff out of the way so that we can figure out a layout. I have tarps down so it cuts down on the weeds and so I don't wreck the gravel that they have underneath. This is a rental. Now we're just unfolding all the grow bags that I had bought, and we're just going to put them in a pile until we figure out a layout, and then we're going to start filling them. Some of these grow bags actually ended up being a lot deeper than I had expected. I thought they were going to be wider than they were deep, but that wasn't the case, but we made it work anyways. At this point, I decided to put all the really big, deep ones along the side of the greenhouse so that I could fill them with potatoes and carrots and that sort of stuff. Now this was the really hard part, was packing all the bags of dirt that we had bought in, and we're packing some of them. We do take a break in between, but we needed a lot to fill these pots. So I start filling the bags here, the grow bags. I'm using garden soil that has a 3-in-1 in it. It has compost and all the goodies already in it. It ends up taking a good 2 bags, some maybe a little bit more too. And I mix some peat moss and some compost, extra compost in there as well. Adding peat moss to the dirt actually helps it retain some of the moisture so it doesn't dry out as fast in between waterings. This ended up being a really long process, and it did take several days to finish this project. We also ran out of soil and had to go buy some more in between. I was so thankful that my daughter helped me. It was a lot of work. I ended up placing these longer pots against the side of the fencing here so that I could use the fencing for, hopefully for trellising. That's the plan anyways, for pole beans and some bush beans. This was our second trip to buy soil. This was the start of day 2, and I started filling my tomato pots, the pots that I'm going to use for planting my tomatoes. And I was adding a little bit of mulch into the bottom for drainage. And I end up mixing the same mixture on top of the mulch, peat moss, compost, and some garden soil, and then I mix it up. When I do plant my tomatoes, I will end up putting bone meal and some calcium and some fertilizer in with them as well. I decided to put a couple hanging planters for some hanging baskets just to add some beautiful flowers into the garden. And I'm also going to be planting some pollinators into some of those smaller pots in the middle of the garden as well. This is the final look. So all these pots here are going to be tomatoes. I'm going to be growing a lot this year. Hopefully I can succeed. Over here I'm going to plant some peppers. Probably some in the middle as well. And like I said before, here I'm going to plant some green beans. Broccoli and cauliflower is going to be over here with some spinach and probably some onions. And then these big, huge, deep ones, I'm going to plant potatoes and probably carrots. Not quite sure at this moment. Some of these smaller pots here and here in the middle, I'm going to plant onions and some herbs and some pollinator plants. I also have some other vegetable plants too. So we had been in the garden for 2 days straight at that point. So my fiance decided to make us curried beef fried rice for dinner. So I just thought I would film a little clip of him making our dinner that day. My fiance is Chinese, and he grew up in his family restaurant, helping with the family restaurant. So he's actually a very good cook. And this was him being sweet that day. I remember filming him while he was cracking these eggs, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of eggs. But it turned out delicious, and the meal was really, really good. He really liked that I had all these pre-cut frozen veggies already chopped and in the freezer. He loved that. He says it was very convenient while he was making this. So this is where I'm going to end the video today, and I thank you for watching, and I hope you subscribe. At the end here, I'm going to show you the final product.